Sounds good.
All right, everyone. Please welcome Washington State to the media room. Today we have Coach David Riley, Ace Glass, and Rahards Vavers. Start with Coach. What did you think about your team today?
I thought we showed some fight. It was a hectic game, and I think we got a really new team that hasn't really played together in these roles, and so it's the first time we've been pressed all year. It's the first time we played a team with that style, and there's a learning curve the way when the lights turn on. So we practiced against it, didn't quite get the same look, and the guys found a way to rally around each other and get a win. And that's not an easy team to beat. Like I was looking kind of at the history of this tournament. The last time they played in this, Anthony Edwards had to hit a game winner to go beat them. And this is a team that really plays hard. Their coaching staff does a great job, and just happy we got out of there with a win.
Any questions for the players? Please raise your hand, grab a mic. Thanks.
Hey guys, from your perspective, what was it like dealing with that pressure early on, and mentally or tactically, where did you think it flipped in that game?
I feel like it came out the first time out, just knowing that they're about to do that, so just preparing for that, having different plays to break that press, or just being aggressive. I feel like that's when we really started doing good, when we started being aggressive against it. Instead of letting them come to us, we went towards them, make them back up on their heels.
For both players, it looked like, first half, picking up on the pressure, you struggled a little bit from the three. Second half, you started to explode. What kind of adjustments that you made or coach made to kind of get you guys free for those threes?
As Ace said, I think we just played with aggressiveness, took care of the ball, ball fakes, just making passing lanes for each of the players and just making the right read. And we just kept running and getting open shots. So just made that adjustment, and then the game flow just switched.
Okay, so Keith Harris, Fox Sports Radio. There are things that change in terms of tactics and strategy going from the first half to the second half, but also we noticed that there was a little bit of aggression, trash talk, chippiness between the players on each side. Was there something that was said that motivated you, that woke you up? Because after the trash talk, it seemed like you guys played at another level.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't gonna lie, I love trash talk, so any little thing gets me going. So once he said one thing, I just kept it going the rest of the game. And we came out with the W.
Anything else for the players?
Do you think you took them too easily because they're in a lower division, or like what do you think the difference was besides the adjustments, because they came hard at you folks in the beginning?
I want to give a shout out to Chaminade. They play really great. I don't think we took them for granted. They just came out with more aggression than us, and we just adjusted to it. They're a great team. They pressured the hell out of us, and we just made the adjustments. But I don't think we just came in the game thinking that, oh, they're a Division II team. They're a really, really good team. So we just had to make some adjustments, and we did it.
All right, we'll let the players go. Get back with their teammates. Any questions for Coach Riley?
Hey, Coach Riley. Before the game, they did a prayer for Murph Lopes, the Chaminade coach, who was the one who beat Virginia back in '82. And just wondering your perspective on your knowledge of that moment in college hoops history, and then what it means for you to be here and to have witnessed that before the game today.
I thought both the things that happened before the game were really meaningful. You know, honoring our military was one thing that I think the whole crowd got quiet, and it was a great moment. And you know, my dad this morning, he sent a text with an article on that Virginia game, and just kind of reading about it, and me, like, personally, I grew up watching this tournament. I would sneak out of class to go watch the games, and it was just a year and a half ago when we got this opportunity to come to it. It was like a no-brainer, and just really grateful to be a part of it and trying to soak it all in.
You talked a little bit about the roles and trying to get a team to find itself and figure out, you know, what are some of the things that you want to see happen over the next couple of days to continue to define some of those roles that you're trying to get each other players to kind of identify?
Yeah, I think every team has their own unique challenges, and these guys are super coachable. They're bought into their roles. It's more just about playing consistently with what they've done in the fall, what they've done throughout different stretches of games, and like y'all are making it sound like we made some crazy adjustments or something like that in the second half. Like we just kind of stuck with the game plan and did it better. We were second guessing everything in the first half, and we weren't spacing the floor vertically. Like we were trying to beat the press with 5 guys in the front in the front court, and we got out there, able to bang a couple transition threes and space the floor vertically a little bit more. And like those guys just were able to settle in, think a little bit more, play a little more poised, and that's really the big thing. These guys, like when you're in something new and you're doing something for the first time, there's just some I don't know, nerves or whatever you want to call it that takes some time to get over.
I noticed that in the first half when they were running the screens high, Chaminade would switch. And in the second half, it seems as if you've taken advantage of those switches and ran a high-low game to get your big guys in the post. Now, was that a cognizant adjustment, or was that what you call the guys settling in?
I would call that settling in, and that's something that I think we did a terrible job of that our first 2 games, and we watched the film, we practiced, we got better, we really punished UW, Southern Utah, and St. Thomas in the post our last 3 games and got better at it. But now with the pressure turned up a little bit, like Chaminade does, and the full court press and all that, we kind of lost our minds once we settled in. Hey, the dude that's 5 inches taller and 40 pounds heavier inside the paint was giving the ball.
David, how do you scout the next game? Are you the type that you watch everything and each assistant has one of the teams? Or when you're in an MTE or NCAA tournament style, what is Washington State's way of doing it to get ready for Texas or ASU?
Yeah, we have a, I think, semi-unique way of doing scouts where we have 2 guys that run the offense and 2 guys that run the defense. And so they're going to scout their respective sides of the ball. And I think this early in the season, to be able to get a live scout and watch this game right now and really understand what teams are trying to do will help us. But like, it's 20% adjusting to the opponent and 80% us trying to find ourselves and get better and get more consistent.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Go Cougs.
All right, welcome Chaminade to the media room. With us today, Coach Bovaird, Roland Banks, and Kent King. Coach, what did you see from your team this evening?
I saw 30 minutes of really, really good basketball, but unfortunately there was 10 minutes right after the start of the second half that was not very good. But I'm really proud of the guys, really proud of their effort. I thought our press was very, very effective tonight. Guys did a really good job for 30 minutes in it. Just that 10-minute span where we gave up a lot of points really quick. But but yeah, I'm really happy with the way they perform, especially for 30 minutes.
Any questions for the players?
Hey guys, I wanted to ask you about the ball pressure early in the game and how you were able to be that effective against them in the early going. Did you feel like you got them kind of taken aback or had a mental edge on them at that point? And then where might you think it flipped in the game?
I'm going to say that I feel like the ball pressure was effective because as a team, we practice like that every single day. So we're used to playing at that speed. A lot of teams don't practice against a press 94 feet for that long. So it might take them a while to get adjusted to it. And like you saw, it might cause some errant passes, some turnovers, which helps us get our offense rolling, gets us into transition, and we get easy shots. And like Coach said, coming out in the second half, we looked a little tentative, so our pressure wasn't as high, and they were able to score a lot of points. They got a lot more comfortable, and that's when they obviously came back in the game, took the lead, and then it was a dogfight from there.
Just to piggyback a little bit off what he said, that's just our basketball. We want to speed them up. We play that game. We're athletic, gritty, so that's just our game plan coming in every game. And like RJ and Coach said, we just got to find a way to keep it up for 40 minutes.
Anything else for the players? All right, guys.
Well,
We'll
Brian's
let you
got-
get back.
Brian's got
Sorry,
one
one more
Sorry.
for the guys. Yeah, to add on to what you were just saying, when you guys were up 20, I think it was maybe 39-19 or thereabouts. What is it like mentally to have that kind of lead on a D1 team in this setting, in this special event, and yeah, what's going through your head at that point?
A lot. Just being in the moment and just knowing that we got the game right there, it's a lot, but it's definitely a good feeling, but we just got to stay on it. We just got to keep that pressure going the whole time. That 10-minute drop-off kind of hurt us, and, yeah, we just got to find a way to keep it going 40 minutes.
For
Anything
sure.
else? Go ahead.
That was for sure a really good feeling. Like he said, we got to stay locked in, though. Never playing in an environment like this, you got to not get too high or not get too low, even during the swing of the game. So once we got a little excited, we might have lost our focus a little bit, all the fans cheering and things like that. But it was a really good feeling to be up 20 against the D1, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
All right. We'll let the guys go meet with your team. Any questions for Coach?
You can take that water if you want.
Coach, you talked a little bit about things turning. I mean, you obviously the ball pressure was hitting them, and then second half they got on fire from three and started to make. What was breaking down defensively that was different from the first half?
No, that's a great question. It's our press has layers to it, and it starts with initial presence and activity on the ball. Then it starts with denying like crazy, and then it starts determining good traps, bad traps, and then in turn, it fluctuates what positions you're in defensively, and if the ball gets out, we have to scramble to certain places. The problem came in where when the ball got ahead of us, we didn't chase like we did in the first half. We have to sprint if the ball gets ahead of us, sprint out and chase and sometimes it's getting to 3-point shooters, sometimes it's taking away, 3-on-2 for layups and stuff like that. And they had a good strategy in putting number 15 in the corner, which makes it even further to chase and find them, a little bit more to run. So, and we've seen teams do that to us before. So, but it was just a matter of sprinting out and immediately when the ball gets ahead. We made that we made that adjustment then for the final 10 minutes, but the first 10 minutes it was hard to get that message across to them.
Hey, Coach, you've been with the program a long time, and could you share if you had what kind of relationship you might have had with Coach Lopes, and What was it like for you to witness the prayer for him before the
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. You know, he's a legend. He's a legend at Chaminade, always will be. He was the first person one of the first person I met whenever I arrived here in Hawaii. And just give you a brief little story. You know, I came on my honeymoon to Hawaii a year before I moved here, but I stayed at Waikiki the whole time, so I had no idea what life was like, you know, outside of Waikiki. And I remember our athletic director, Bill Villa, said, hey, as soon as you arrive, one of the first people I want you to meet is Merv. He's actually going to be in town. Sit down and talk with him a while. And so I had the chance to meet with him right away. And boy, that just helped me feel a lot more comfortable and confident about my move, you know, coming all the way from at that time, Wheeling, West Virginia. But he was, you know, he had such a aura and a presence to him. I hear my kids talk about positive aura and negative aura. He had an incredible positive aura to him. Like if you were around him, you just felt that, like just magic. He was an incredible guy. He really was. He was very eccentric. You know, he did things, you know, I took a lot of the stuff he said, but some of the stuff, it seemed a little, maybe he could do it, but it wasn't natural for me to do it. But he was a special guy. There's no doubt about it. We'll remember him and cherish him forever.
You know, I wanted to take this time, you know, Coach, a lot's been changing around the tournaments here, and this is a special place for a lot of us. We've watched this for a long time. What does it mean for your program being here in this tournament, to the community, to your institution, being host institution? What is that?
For sure, it means the world. Like that, you know, even as a little kid, I've always known this tournament is the best college basketball tournament in the world. You know, and I know March Madness is probably number one, but this is number two. You know, which is pretty impressive. I just, you know, all the memories thinking back as a kid watching, I was like, man, I'd love to play in that someday. I'd love to play in it. Well, I didn't get a chance. Duke and North Carolina and all those guys didn't recruit me. But when the opportunity came, you know, when the Chaminade job came open, that's immediately the first thing I thought of. Oh, my goodness, I could coach in the Maui Invitational? That would be unbelievable. So it was, you know, it continues to be huge. You know, my kids have grown up at this tournament, so yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Over here, Coach Keith Harris, Fox Sports Radio. Looking at the stat sheet, you guys outscored them in the paint, which is pretty significant.
Yeah.
There was you guys led in terms of like the time with the lead, 24 minutes to 13. But when you look at the bench, their bench scored 67 points. Your bench had 23 points. What do you look towards in matters of being able to recruit to have depth with the current place that we're in right now in NCAA Division I, Division II basketball?
Yeah, well, there's a difference. I believe Division I can have 15 guys on a full scholarship right now, and our limits is 10. You know, and unfortunately, I have three full scholarship players out right now, and so, you know, we're at 7 scholarship players and a bunch of gritty walk-ons too. So, the way we want to play, of course, it helps to have incredible depth. You know, we would love to sub in guys and keep them fresh and rotate, but we try to do that as best we can. But it's very important, and that's a huge advantage that Division I's have over us. You know, the amount of scholarships and the ability to practice in the summertime. We don't practice. We're not allowed to practice at all in the summertime. So I feel like I've only had my guys for like 2 months, and we had very limited time for the first month that they were here, 4 hours a week with a basketball. So a lot of things are new and fresh. Like this is an eye-opening experience. Yes, we played 3 games, you know, but this tournament definitely can expose your weaknesses and tell you where you're at and what you need to work on.
Hi. They played really well in the first half with their pressure and energy. How do you think you'll be able to bring that back tomorrow with a quick turnover?
I know it's not going to be easy. That's one of the things I talked about. You know, they've got to try to, you know, rest up and you know, hydrate and fuel back up and be ready. You know, normally as we progress through the season, we always take the day off after a game, like to just try to heal up. There's no taking days off. We play a great team tomorrow, and we're going to have to be ready. So, but you know, the guys, they've been looking forward to these moments all their life. They're going to give it everything they have, but we also need to say a few prayers to make sure that we're healthy and ready to go tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate it.